Welcome to Backbreaking. Wrestle Talk, episode 15. Today, we're talking about my Royal Rumble predictions, not of who I think are going to win the match. This is top four. One is more likely to happen, if four is less likely to happen. Okay, so the first one is a controversial decision, in my opinion, but it's CM Punk. He just returned, and him winning the Royal Rumble could be one of the biggest moves WWE could do. But I don't think they make him challenge Roman Reigns. He's going to be challenging Seth Rollins. And I forgot to mention at the beginning part, and this is how I would book the WrestleMania match. So Seth Rollins and CM Punk would go for about 40 minutes. And they will, right at the 40-minute mark, Damian Priest comes in and cashes in the contract. Similar to like what Seth Rollins did to, what's his face? Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. And and again, CM Punk would win the title later down the line. But I'm thinking maybe get us excited for something and then taking it away from us like that. Okay, number 2. L.A. Knight. Yeah. They have been giving him a tremendous push. But the question arises, who would he face if he wins the Royal Rumble? He's on SmackDown, so logic says he would go for Roman Reigns. And for this purpose, I'm going to say, if LA Knight goes for Roman Reigns, I would give them more than 20 minutes. I'll give them about 30 minutes to work with. I will make this WrestleMania Night 1 at least 4 hours, so you could have more time for the matches, plus more time for the main event. And who would I think would win? LA Knight would lose, but only because of outside interference, from the bloodline, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa. But yet again, this seems like it would be a little far-fetched. You could tell me your guys' opinions, but I think my theory has a little something to it. And I'm just going to forewarn you, The Rock is not on this list, one, because I don't think it would be realistic enough. But these 4 are possibilities that I think that could actually happen. Not saying The Rock couldn't come back, but he's not going to be on this list. Similarly to that, the third most likely person to win it is Gunther. Now, Gunther will, of course, lose the Intercontinental Championship to Chad Gable at Elimination Chamber. It will be a triple threat against The Miz, Chad Gable, and Gunther, and Chad Gable will finally win the big one against Gunther, and Gunther will be mad. He enters the Royal Rumble. He will be the last opponent announced. So he enters at number 1, similar to last year, and survives all the way to the Royal Rumble, and he will beat his Royal Rumble record, and this time beating the greatest Royal Rumble record, because these two opponents just want to kill each other, and they end up lasting at least almost 2 hours doing this. Like, they waste 2 hours on just the last two. They at least waste 30 minutes on the last two. But Gunther would be there for a beginning, and let's say the actual telefighting takes like 1, maybe 30, because then it would be 59 minutes. 1 hour, 59 minutes. So let's say it takes 40 minutes, so it's 2 hours and maybe a minute. And Gunther finally eliminates Cody Rhodes. Let's go Cody Rhodes. They do a rerun of that. Who would Gunther face? Logically, he wouldn't go for Roman Reigns. He would go after Seth Rollins. And I see this as an absolute win. After the Intercontinental Championship, I want to see more of Gunther being a main event guy. And unlike this, so Gunther is going to win, hold the championship for like a day or two, and then Damian Priest cashes in. The reason why I'm going with this is because so then they can feud for the title and Gunther wins it back at the end. But ultimately Gunther would win at WrestleMania. No, actually, I'm going to change that. Gunther will beat Damian Priest as soon as he tries to cash in. And he'll be the first wrestler to fail at cashing at WrestleMania. Like Seth Rollins is the first to. I think they might go with that. And the fourth most likely, which is unlikely to happen, is Cody Rhodes winning the Royal Rumble 2 years in a row. Now, Cody Rhodes, here's how I think this would happen. Similar to with Gunther, I think they're going to be the final two again, at least with Cody Rhodes entering at number 2 this time. Number 1 and number 2 will be the last people standing, with Cody Rhodes beating Gunther again. But here's what I think happens. Cody Rhodes challenges Roman Reigns. And now listen here, and before this match happens, Gunther challenges Damian Priest to a match for his Money in the Bank briefcase, because he lost the Intercontinental Championship, and Gunther wins. So now let's get to the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. So this match would at least last 50 minutes, with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns going back and forth, with Cody Rhodes winning. And then right when Cody thinks he can celebrate, Gunther comes in, cashes in Money in the Bank, and wins the the WWE Undisputed Championship. It could be a big swerve to the fans of Cody Rhodes, but of course Cody Rhodes would win the title back at SummerSlam, later down the line. So, just because I don't want it to be this short, I'm going to do 4 people that I don't think would win the Royal Rumble. The one is the one I definitely think, and the one, like, maybe. Number 1. Number 1 is most definitely The Rock. The Rock ain't returning, in my opinion. Just in my opinion, The Rock ain't returning. It seems very unlikely of his return, and if he did, it would be exciting, but I don't think he would win the match. Mostly because they have, more talented people who actually would stay the company, and I don't want to see Roman Reigns champion again after this WrestleMania. Even though I'm quite a bit a fan of Roman Reigns, I just don't really want to see him as champion anymore, because one, he went and defended it, and having The Rock win the title would just do the same thing. to that title, and you wouldn't really want The Rock to win it. Next unlikely pick, in my opinion, would be, like, these is just people who could return and possibly win. I would say another very highly unlikely winner would be AJ Styles. AJ Styles is talented, don't get me wrong, but I don't think that they would necessarily make him win a Royal Rumble ever. Now, I like AJ Styles, like the next person does, but it's really unrealistic, in my opinion. Eventually, maybe after he retires or something. And number 3, Jey Uso. I know this hurts to say, but I don't think Jey Uso would win the Royal Rumble. It's just not something that would make the company say, hey, this WrestleMania main event is going to happen. I think he will main event WrestleMania against his brother, Jey Uso. But that's about it. At least night 1 of WrestleMania. And the fourth person is Roman Reigns himself. I feel like Roman Reigns would enter the Royal Rumble himself so he could hold all 3 championships. Now that would be interesting, but let's all admit they would just do that to add another title and give it to Roman Reigns, and then the whole story just wouldn't go together and it would disappoint a lot of people. I think they would stay away from that. But if he did I feel like it's a possibility, but it probably won't happen. So, this is Daniel Midoriya. Goodbye.